Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. Checked one of them out on the way home, and he had two different complaints. Number one is smelled like sulfur, rotten eggs. And number two, he had a whistle coming out of the motor. Now, he didn't drive the car after that, after he heard it and smelled it. Happened about at the same time. But I stopped by, like, it'd been a few days. I stopped by. He raised the hood. I immediately saw a brand new alternator. And he says, well, I heard this thing and I smelled that smell. And I thought there's something wrong. Well, the next day I came out and I had a dead battery. So I thought it was just a battery. Battery needed charge, the alternator was probably out. And that scream was the alternator. He went up there and got a new alternator, put it on there, and then give him the battery to charge. Well, as soon as they picked up the battery and started to walk with it, oh, you got a bad battery. The smell was the gases coming out of the battery. Well, was the alternator bad? Well, probably something happened. Like, you know, your battery was shorted out and the alternator burned up trying to charge it. You know, any number of things that can happen. But put that all together and he thought, okay, I've got all my problem fixed. He started it up. He still had the same sound. It wasn't any different. Well, that's when he had me stop by. I listened to it and it really sounded like a power steering pump. He said, well, I asked him, does it change when you turn the wheels back and forth? Nope, it doesn't change. I said, well, what we do is we go get this thing up in the air. We take the serpentine belt off of it and confirm that it is in the belt line. And then we'll spin every pulley individually. He says, the car's got 230,000 on it. What do you think about the water pump? So, well, it's coming from that area. It's either going to be the water pump or the AC clutch. Does not sound like an AC clutch, but you never know. Well, he says, I think we probably should just go ahead and put a water pump on it because it has this many miles on it. Let's hold off, pull the belt off, and see which one it is. Because we don't want to just throw good money after bad. Well, yeah, but water pump's a good investment. I don't really like doing much preventative stuff like that, just because I don't trust the quality of the parts as much as I used to. I've seen too many of them that were changed because it had high miles on it. And then 2 years later, they're out. You know, well, would it have gone out? Maybe. Probably. But I don't know because it didn't get a chance. We do preventative stuff when we get into timing belts, timing chains that are driven, or where the water pump is driven by those. And every once in a while, it bites us. Part fails for no reason. But this thing showed up out here. I pulled the wheel off of it and the splash shield. And you can get right in here to the AC pump. I'm going to block all the light so that you can't see. That is a bad bearing. It's a little bit slack too. Like I say, a little bit of diagnostic goes a long way. Even on a high mileage vehicle, you still want to, zero in on what is bad. I've got one sourced. It's coming. Parts stores do not like to sell just the clutch assembly. They like to sell the entire compressor. Yeah, I guess. It's kind of a shame. He said the AC did not work. Well, when I turned it on, it did. It kicked on. It was trying to cool. Might be a little low. I don't know. I don't like cracking that system unless I have to. I don't like putting pumps on unless I have to. Because, just like I said about the water pump, you put that thing on there and it might be bad in a year because, you know, junk parts. Little quick video here. You know, it's wasn't something that I was, you know, really going in too much depth on. I just thought this was a good teaching moment. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.